I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a find motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long, and burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my zone.
Man, what is the deal? It is another Wednesday. It's wild in this background. All right, y'all missed all the hip hop and the bullshit going on prior to us hitting that button. It's a lot of It wouldn't be a Father's Day show without some fatherly shit going on. Let's just call it what it is. So as you remember last week, I told y'all that I was an exhausted father. Well, this week I'm still an exhausted father. On this eve of Father's Day, they called me Mr. GQ. I got a big ass cup full of GQ special margarita because it's been one of them kind of weeks, to say the least.
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real.
For real.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, DJ Micah B, resident DJ from the sidelines, and of course, the resident DJ of Gentlemen's Talk. I'm ready to rock and roll.
What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Best damn podcast on the earth. I'm your boy Outlaw and hold the flashlight still.
What's going on? It's your boy Mr. Gent coming at you again. If you can make a change, if you got the ability to, go ahead and make that change, man.
It's your boy Moolage, FTSL Moo, host of PVT Player versus Team, Thursdays 7:30 Western Time, and I am your Faja.
Wow.
That boy said, I am your Faja. All right, so tonight we have a special Father's Day episode of Gentlemen's Talk coming to you live. We decided to do something a little different. You can thank Outlaw for this concept that we are rolling with tonight. So what we are going to do is go up around the round table, and we are going to discuss our Mount Rushmore of influential fictional. Make sure y'all caught that, ladies and gentlemen. Fictional fatherly characters. Everybody has put together their Mount Rushmore on top of an honorable mention. So I imagine this will be a fun little dialogue. We'll see. I imagine I won't be surprised if majority of the panel has at least one that might be the same, maybe two, but at least one, maybe, unless somebody went completely left field. We're going to find out. But I asked the panel before we even get started. Fuck all that. Let's go around the room and ask a better question. How we doing, fellas?
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
You tired?
Like you said, I'm tired, boss. My got a little booty gremlin running around the background asking for every damn thing. I done told her I got my show going on, and she said, "Daddy, I'm gonna be quiet," and she ain't been quiet, and I just can't take no more.
Moo, go ahead. I'll go after you. Go ahead, Moo.
Hey, man, it's a hard enough life for a motherfucking dad, dog, and we tired out here, okay? Just like Outlaw said, he got a booty gremlin running around there. I got 3 crotch gremlins running around outside. I done locked the door, closed myself indoors. I got pizza on the way, so hopefully that'll calm him down a little bit. But yeah, man, we tired out here with some dads, man. You feel me? I like to put my feet up and get them rubbed. You know, if you catch my drift, fellas.
Don't get them rubbed, man.
To transition before we go into this Father's Day thing, I feel good. I'm good. I'm tired, but I am good. But I do feel some kind of sadness on, of course, the news of Jerry West passing away. The NBA logo, the architect is what I like to call him, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But man, R.I.P. Jerry West.
Yeah, it's only Wednesday, all right, and it feel like Friday. The mental exhaustion is real. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I got a day off. I don't really have like a day off. I got a day off from the gym. Tomorrow's my rest day from the gym, but that's the only rest day because everything else is still work as usual. We got hoochie daddy dreams and aspirations. So, you know, this work don't stop. So we trying to, the summer is upon us. It is also hurricane season down here in the South. So, we just getting prepared for all the seasons. But Hoochie Daddy season is the most important season. Got to make sure we look good in the shorts. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we look good in the upper body too. You can't just have the nice legs. You gotta, everything got to kind of match, correlate. You know what I'm saying? So,
wait a minute. Wait. You don't want to be Nick Cannon? Big chest, big arms, and flamingo legs?
Nah, fam. I'm not trying to be built like Foghorn Leghorn. Fuck, I look like.
Well, you look like Jay-Z.
I'll say hell no.
Hey, you gonna get on my nigga Foghorn Leghorn like that though, man. Hey, Foghorn Leghorn with the shits. Every time somebody pull up, they want to fight. He with it.
Oh, we know. And I don't. And also want to, you talked about, the logo passing today at the ripe old age of 86 years old. And then a couple weeks back, we also lost another legend. We also lost Bill Walton as well. So lost two legends of the game who left their mark on the game in such a short time frame. But losing the logo is this generation behind us, like, they don't truly get it. Like, granted, we weren't old enough to really see Jerry West the player, but the basketball fans and historians that we had a chance to do that thing that most of us do. We went back and looked at the film. We mostly got to witness him as an executive, watch him do what he did in Golden State, watch what he did in Memphis, watch what he did, at the twilight of LA. Like we have to remember, and something that caught me, and I know we have another segment that we have to do today, but this caught me today. Not today. No, it was today. I was watching Undisputed today, and Paul Pierce said something that caught me smooth the fuck off guard. And it was that Jerry West was targeting him in the draft the year before they signed Shaq in free agency.
Wow.
So imagine, for the sake of a basketball discussion, if you had Paul Pierce, Shaq, and Kobe.
Oh, man.
Damn a three-peat. It would have been more than a three-peat. The Spurs there's a couple of titles the Spurs might not have gotten had those three been together, along with that supporting cast that team had. Like,
that's crazy.
When Paul Pierce said that, I started thinking, I was like, bro, if you had Paul Pierce, Shaq, and Kobe, first of all, you ain't getting nobody's rebound. Nobody's rebound.
Nah, Paul Pierce is a good rebound for a four.
No, and then Paul Pierce is going to spread the floor even further. You already got Shaq clogging up the paint by himself on offense, and then you got Kobe doing Kobe things. I'm like, bro, who was gonna stop that trio? That would have been arguably one of the greatest big threes ever.
Yeah,
like that's arguably, like, if you really look at it, like, that would have been, like, even if you look at it offensively, defensively, like, all around players, like, these aren't just scorers. Like, we know what Shaq was, and we know what young Paul Pierce for sure. Young Paul Pierce is a damn good defender, especially on the wing. So you put all three of them cats on the floor together. Yeah, nah, dog. It's them boys would have had the amount of rings they probably would have been ignorant, especially with Phil Jackson coaching them.
One of my biggest things, people really Paul Pierce, and I hate to say it like this, and I don't mean nothing by it, because I know how great Paul Pierce was. Everybody on this panel knows how great Paul Pierce was. But in NBA history, when you start talking about the greatest players ever, Paul Pierce gets kind of lost. But people forget it was him and Wally Zerbiak on a team together, and he still made the Eastern Conference Finals. With Wally Zerbiak being the second best player on that, and was it Antoine Walker too?
Yeah, it was Antoine Walker.
Antoine Walker and Wally Zerbiak was his number 2 and number 3. And they made it to the conference finals. That's ridiculous. I mean, they lost to the Nets, obviously. Jason Kidd and
I remember they tried to do that. They tried to do that free throw thing, throw it off the front rim, and it didn't work out as planned. They damn near got the tip in though. That was a damn close play. That tip in almost.
It was, man. I think that's as good as a what if Tim Duncan would have left the Spurs and went to Orlando with Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill. That's the exact same thing. That would have been crazy.
All right.
But it's always fun to talk about what ifs.
For sure. And in the NBA Finals, it is currently 31-30. Dallas is up. 10 minutes left in the second quarter, so it's getting on and popping in game 3. But let's get to the lesson at hand. We have got a Mount Rushmore to discuss. So let's get to it. So everybody went, whether it was from anime, whether it was from TV sitcoms, whether it's from movies, wherever we all pulled these lists from, everybody has pulled together their own individual Mount Rushmores and their honorable mentions. So before everybody rattles off their Mount Rushmores, I want everybody to go around the room and start with their honorable mentions.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and lead us off. My honorable mention is very simple. It is Don Corleone. Because say what you want about The Godfather, but The Godfather did what he was supposed to do for his fucking kids. He may not have been the best human being, but you can't knock that man as a father. You just can't.
You can't.
Because we all remember the iconic wedding scene. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you've seen the movie, you refer what I'm talking about. But we're all familiar with these things.
Facts. So, my honorable mention, since we're just gonna go in the order that we're on the screen. My honorable mention is the one. He's fictional, but he's also real because he was played fictionally in a movie. Is Ken Carter, aka Samuel L. Jackson, as Coach Carter. Phenomenal to his son in that movie. I don't know how close it is to reality, but when you go back and look at the videos and you see the DVD and you see the interview, it seems like him and his son are really close, and I think they portrayed that very well, if not even better, in the movie, because his son unenrolled himself to go play for his dad. Obviously, if he unenrolled himself to go play for his dad, that is a very, very, very big thing. I don't think that happened in real life. I think his dad transferred him, but I mean, it made for good backstory content in the movie because you cannot unenroll yourself in a damn school if you're under 18. So
no, but if your parent works for a school district, your children are allowed to attend that school no matter what the attendance lines are.
Yeah, he probably forced his dad's signature, but you know, every biopic gets stretched a little bit. So until I couldn't find confirmation that he actually unenrolled. I looked it up. I couldn't find any information that he unenrolled himself in the private school. So go ahead, Outlaw.
So like you, I got a dad that's slightly fictional but also real. I'm gonna go with Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. Like when I watched the show when I was young,
That's a good one.
Like this dude is just cheap, like just penny pinching and all this and that. But when you become a dad, you like, I understand now. When your kid eat a bowl of cereal and there's still milk left in that bowl, you like, you wasting money. You better drink that shit.
Hey, Outlaw, that's 10 seconds of screen time. You're gonna have to wrap it up because I don't think we're getting paid for that. Okay.
I know where you was going with that, but I see. I you funny. Captain Segway.
All right, for my honorable mention, I went with, he's not necessarily, yeah, he was the father in the show, but
oh my bad. I forgot I wasn't muted. I'm going to mute myself now.
But nah, I'm going with Uncle Iroh from Avatar.
Hold on, baby.
He was
solid.
very much,
No, that's
you
solid.
know, he's there for his son.
Right there.
That's fire.
His son passed. He left the war, but then he stepped up for Zuko, and he's the reason why Zuko is the man he is. So that's definitely just one of those. Like, let me tell you, leave from the vine. That hit you from the heartstrings, man.
Hey,
bro,
let's not start crying now,
hey, look, man, Uncle Iroh literally was the animated version of Uncle Phil, dog. Like his biological dad was in the picture, but not in the picture.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that man loved his tea.
That he did.
Hey, he also loved the ladies too. If he paid attention.
Yeah. We know that boy was an old fuck boy for sure.
Man, you better stop playing with that boy Iroh like he wasn't him. I'm assuming we're starting on honorable mentions, right?
Correct. Yeah, we just honorable mention.
Gotcha. Okay, so my honorable mention is going to be somebody who was not necessarily a dad in his own right, but
I thought about
the impact that he left on us will never be forgotten. It will forever be cherished. And that's Uncle Bernie. Okay? Oh, that's Uncle Bernie. All right,
let's fucking go.
And Bernie Mac, but the life lessons that Uncle Bernie taught me, man, Uncle Bernie was everybody's uncle, bro. And he was your dad if you didn't have a dad, you feel me? So the life lessons that he taught me the life lesson that he taught just everybody in America at the time with the Bernie Mac show coming in, the way he was, how abrasive he was, but at the same time, just loving and caring and nurturing and knew exactly what to say and how to say it to get, you to, straighten up. That will always carry weight, man. So rest in peace to Bernie Mac, man. Shout out to Uncle Bernie, man. He was a really big
Him downstairs. Oh man, that's good. That's solid. So it's very solid audible mentions. Yeah, that Bernie Mac one was solid too. That's. If you grew up watching the Bernie Mac show, you knew what it was. Like that was that
For
boy went
those
through
of
some
us who
shit.
didn't have cable, we didn't have a choice but to watch the Bernie Mac show.
You was watching the Bernie Mac show, My Wife and Kids, reruns of Fresh Prince. You was watching the Martin Lawrence show. You was watching Jamie Foxx show. Yeah, I mean, we still had a good collection of shows. We had, we had Malcolm and Eddie. Back when UPN was a thing. We're gonna leave that right where it's at.
UPN was like BET
showing your
number
age.
2, basically. All the black shows is on UPN.
Facts.
Yeah,
I love it though. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah, I grew up on UPN like a motherfucker. That's where SmackDown used to be on too.
Yes, sir.
Fuck it. Actually, it debuted on motherfucking UPN for all them hoes that don't know that. So take that to the bank and cash it, bitches. Anywho, I digress on that. So with that being said, fellas, who wants to start us off on our Mount Rushmores?
I'll go ahead and take it since I started the idea.
Damn, I was gonna go, but go ahead, brother. Go
Hey, let the creator do what creators do.
Hell yeah.
So the first one on my Mount Rushmore, this is gonna be out of left field, but this is a dad who was working as a children's photographer at JCPenney, raising a son by himself. Son was going through, adolescence, trying to talk to the girls, and just he had no luck with it at all. But his summer vacation rolled around.
Boy, I love this movie right here. I know exactly who you're talking about.
He wanted to flex, so he told this girl, like, hey, my dad, he used to, be in a band with Usher, and we're gonna go on stage with Usher, and you're gonna see us out there. And she was like, bet, all right, pull up on Usher then. So this man took his son across the country on an adventure to go on stage with Usher. And this nigga is Goofy. And I'm dead ass serious. Goofy was that dude, man. Like, all BS aside, like, this dude raised his son by himself, put his son through college, then put himself through college.
Mm-hmm.
And
won the X Games.
Won the X Games, my nigga.
No, Goofy low-key really was a great dad. Got
him a bad bitch at the end of the movie.
He got him a baddie. And make sure his son got a baddie too. Like, he
was
on Usher and was like, hey, and started whipping the fish line and everything on stage.
Hey, bro, Goofy was the whole ass perfect dad, bro. Like, he said, I will embarrass myself so my son can shine type shit. Like, that's some real fatherly shit right there.
Hey, by the way, he taught Max how to dance with the perfect cast. Let's not forget
that. Because that perfect cast really was that was the ultimate. Before TikTok was a thing, this was like one of the original TikTok dances back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This shit was live, like, bro. And look, who better to teach it than the OG teaching the young cat, and the young cat making it trending and popping.
The Goof.
Yes, sir. Number 2 on my list. This might be out of left field for some, but if you played the game, you know. Kratos from God of War. Like, if you don't know Kratos' backstory, basically he's one of Zeus's many half-breed demigod children. Dude was the God of War, and he clapped so many people across hundreds of years. But then he had a son, and then his wife died. And you leave this man who is traumatized from centuries of war and killing with an 8-year-old boy. And over the course of these games, man, Kratos learns how to be a dad. He started off very abrasive and impatient, just could not connect with his son. But eventually they come to find common ground and truly begin to love each other and care for each other. And I feel like I'm not doing the story justice, but like, one of these days, if you got a PlayStation, go play God of War and go play God of War Ragnarok, and you will see the journey of a man becoming a father. Number 3 on my list, I'm going to have to go with Mufasa.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Mufasa.
My boy Michael
Say it
with the
again.
Lion King quotes.
Mufasa.
Hey,
You deliberately disobeyed me.
Voiced by the phenomenal James Earl Jones for one.
another fatherly legend in his own right, except for his
Exactly.
Darth Vader role.
The only thing wrong that Mufasa did, I wouldn't even say it's wrong. He trusted and loved his brother too much when his brother was a snake ass nigga. But that just shows his character. Like he cared for the people around him, even if he knew his brother was the nigga on the couch that ain't had a job in 20 years, but still asking for bread and a place to stay. And last on my list, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Uncle Bernie up there. I know that's Moo's honorable mention, but man, Uncle Bernie, if your dad wasn't around, if you didn't have that, if you're inconsistent, what have you, sit your ass on the couch at 5 p.m. and watch UPN, and you're gonna learn something from Mr. Bernie.
Hey, Outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
What's Bernie Mac's most famous line ever? Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
I find myself saying this shit all the time, honestly.
Oh shit.
It's the truth though. But solid list. I like it. So that is, I like how very different that list is. Because if you know anything about Kratos, prior to him becoming a dad, Kratos was a loner who was whooping everybody's ass. He hated godly like figures because he killed them all. Damn near. Ripping heads off, poking them in the eyes and shit, you know, using their body parts as weapons and shit. Like, yeah, like Kratos was really like him in video game form. Like,
Kratos was
And
pure
he-
power fantasy, and like, dude hated himself most importantly, and he had to learn how to stop hating himself to be a better dad.
yes. And then what's so crazy, if you play that game, he calls his son boy for like 80% of this fucking game. He really do. And like
Boy.
you don't even realize it, and it's just like our parents now, right? It's all based off a tone of voice, because at the beginning it's like that real, like him calling his son a dumbass without doing it. He's going, boy. You're like, God damn, bro, like shit, like he learning, he little. But as the story progresses, he start using that bow and arrow, start developing, that boy softens up a little bit. And you're like, oh, okay, Kratos, I see you showing that extra tough love. Kratos wasn't regular tough love. That motherfucker was like the extra of tough love.
He actually starts calling that nigga by his name.
Yeah, but it was a phenomenal game though. Like on top of him being a dad, he having to save the world and redeem himself for like the 3,000th time. Like, yeah, it was great story. If you've never played it, I'm telling you, we had a conversation about this on a couple episodes back. God of War being one of the greatest games on PlayStation. Like, it's on the Mount Rushmore of PlayStation games of all time.
Most definitely.
Who would like to follow up?
Let Micah cook. He looked excited.
Wow. I look excited, huh? Okay. So this might catch some people by surprise. I don't give a shit. For all the people that are 90s babies, even though he was an asshole and he never liked to have fun, my number 4 is going to Uncle Scrooge from DuckTales.
Wait a minute.
That's out of left field. I thought Goofy was out there, but you put Uncle Scrooge out there.
That boy said, give me some Scrooge McDuck in this bitch. Hold the phone.
I'm going with Uncle Scrooge. I know y'all sitting here like, well, Uncle Scrooge, listen, if you go back and watch DuckTales one time, no matter how much Uncle Scrooge was mad with these little niggas, he did everything right by them, even though they pissed him off. He did everything right. He had an inheritance. He gave them his inheritance. He gave them everything they could have ever wanted. They loved this man, even though he was a bad person per se, as it was generated to the public. But come on, man. His nephews loved him. Uncle Scrooge was loved by his nephews because he was so soft to his nephews. His nephews loved him. They were so soft, they couldn't even see the evil in this man. They couldn't. So Uncle Scrooge was so soft towards his nephews, he'd give them anything they want at any time. So I got to go Uncle Scrooge.
I mean, when you got a vault full of gold coins and your ass just diving that hole in your swimsuit, I mean, you can do that fuck you want.
But if you watch Family Guy, Peter tries that. If you know, you've seen it. If you know, you know.
Peter was like, "This is not how it went."
Which brings me to my next fictional dad, and I don't care what none of y'all say. My next fictional dad, I'm going with Homer Simpson. And let me tell you why. Homer worked at a nuclear plant with Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns ain't like him. The assistant, I can't think of the assistant's name right now. Somebody help me here.
Smithers.
Shit, Smithers.
Smithers didn't like him either. But Homer put up with all that bullshit with them talking about him on a daily basis, them threatening to fire him left and right all the time to make money. Because obviously Homer was an operator. Let's be serious here. Because he wasn't broke. He afforded a 2-story house in a middle class home. And he sat there and he put up with the bullshit. And he did. And y'all know he put up with the bullshit. He did. He put up with the bullshit from Smithers and Burns, shut his mouth, kept his head down, kept working, kept pressing buttons, and provided for the family. Hey, that's big. And everybody on this panel knows that's big. Number 2. I don't think this even needs to be said. Number 2 and number 1 doesn't need to be said. To me, it doesn't need to be said. Come on, man. Number 2. Y'all gonna like this one. Maybe you won't, but I don't care. And I'm going to go with Ray Campbell from Sister Sister. Man owned his own business.
That's fire.
Ray Campbell owned his own. Bro, Lisa, obviously Lisa and Ray wasn't together in the show. But Lisa and Ray taught their kids, both of them, even though they weren't, they were siblings, but they weren't together. Hey, it's nothing wrong with opening your own business, being an entrepreneur, and making your own money. That's facts. They were
Tell me
amazing.
that Ray wasn't sneaking into Lisa's room though every now and then.
Of course he was.
Come on. You don't have kids with somebody and not sneak back in if y'all in the same house.
Come on, man. We know we know what's going down. And then, of course, the number 1 of all time. And y'all see what my headlines say. First things first.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Uncle
peace,
Phil.
Uncle Phil. For real.
You know, we
and even though I gave my honorable mention, I got one more honorable mention. And the other honorable mention is Carl Winslow. Because Carl Winslow is an underrated TV dad as well. He was really, really good with Laura and his son. You know, I mean, hey.
Eddie.
But there we go. Ray Campbell is highly underrated in black dads and just dads on sitcoms. Just period. Ray Campbell was a really, really good one.
I respect that list a lot, man.
I do. So I will follow suit. So you say underrated, I say highly valued and should be valued more often. In mine, I'm going with Carl Winslow because he's on my list anyway. Like, first of all, because and I preface this the same way that DJ Michael B had his phenomenal quotes when we did all of our round of 32 for our villains. I bring you to arguably Carl Winslow's most iconic moment in Family Matters. And it's when his son got pulled over by some cops. And he pulled up to the shop and talked to them same cops and got on their ass without putting hands on them. And let his presence be felt. That was huge because in that moment, as a father and a police officer, that man balanced both lives simultaneously. Everybody can't do that. Most of us would have went ignorant real quick. Let's just be real. Most of us would have went ignorant real quick. I felt that from Carl because of my other profession, and I know that I can't be ignorant like that because there's too much to lose. His second most iconic moment when his son got jumped by that gang and he pulled up solo, no backup.
Solo.
If that ain't the most dad shit on the planet, it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll take the whole army on for my motherfucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a big deal. But it was the life lessons that Carl Winslow taught. Even to Steve. He taught lessons to Steve. He taught him to Lori, taught him to Eddie, even to, I just forgot his name, Waldo. Yeah, he even taught, and Waldo, the goofy friend. Unlike Jazz from Fresh Prince, he didn't get thrown out the house all the time. So, but Carl was always teaching lessons. But if you ever listen to what he was talking about, he never once pulled the race card. He played the life card. He said, if you go about life as a good character individual, things can, and most of the time, usually go your way. He never played the race card, even though Family Matters would have been the perfect show to play the race card. If you look at everything they went to, because the Winslow house was a nice ass house.
It really was.
Like, that was a high class house in the 90s. Like, nowadays, that's a $800,000 plus house. Might even be a multi-million-dollar house, depending on what state you're from. Number 2. I went back and forth on this one because I had I had two characters on there, and then I finally ended up, and it hurts, but I had to take
GQ.
Mufasa off. What's up?
Can I interject real quick?
Yes.
I got to do it one time. It's a rare tradition this day and age to read any good news on a newspaper. Okay, I'm done.
Page.
I had to.
Hey, the day is gone by. But
Oh my god.
I had to take off a character from my favorite Disney movie of all time. And yes, I had to remove Mufasa because there was a father who, in my opinion, hey, listen, in my opinion, this particular father that I put on this list, he did everything that Mufasa did times 10 from a sacrifice, everything perspective. And that is Chris Gardner. So that's Chris Gardner from The Pursuit of Happiness. If you watch this film, this movie has nothing to do with the mom whatsoever. This is father and son. We sleeping in the bathroom at the Subway. We literally taking a shower in the bathroom sink. Like everywhere I go, you go. I go to my first major sporting event with these corporate people. My son going with me type of shit. I'm out there trying to figure out how I can make it for me and my son. I take a job that nobody want at this fuck ass call center. I'm trying to make calls and make sales and do all this shit so I can support my son. Chris Gardner was literally homeless and had no excuse to raise his son. So all them broke ass, bum ass daddies out there, bro, y'all wrong. Because Chris Gardner did that shit with nothing. And that man landed a 6-figure fucking job on some hustle type shit. That's some dad shit for you right there. That's why Chris Gardner made my Mount Rushmore, because that role right there, which arguably is one of Will Smith's best roles. We'll talk about Will Smith a little bit later on.
How did he not get an Oscar for that year? Like,
bro,
who beat him out?
I don't know who beat him out, but that was
you know what? What I will say, because I was reading up a little bit about that, was a hell of a year for movies. Like that year, it was a stupid amount of movies that came out that year. I have to get that list. I was reading it earlier today because I had the same question that you did, Outlaw. But number 3, this is my left field dad of this mix, and I went with Jason Styles, aka Lawrence Fishburne's dad from Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
that's good. Really,
why did I do that? Because you got to have a hood dad. Because the lessons you learn from a hood dad is different than what you learn from, the other dads that we've referred to. All right. And Jason Styles raised his kids to be tough and to be street smart. It wasn't the book smarts. He focused on the street smarts. Because you got to remember in this movie, right? If you haven't seen Boys in the Hood, I'm sorry. Okay. There's a lot going on in this movie. But outside of the gang shit, he said something in there that a lot of our fathers have said to us too. He said, anybody with a dick can get somebody pregnant.
Yep.
That shit goes over a lot of people's heads. All right. That shit goes over a lot of people's heads. But if you really think about it, it's the truth.
Well, not for any grinders.
Yeah, well, shut up. If you out here being reckless, you're going to have to make a baby. But yes, I went with Jason Styles because say what you want about the movie itself, but if you look at it just from the dad and what he did in this movie, the lessons, the things that he said, was he the best overall character? No. But the things that he said that resonated throughout this entire movie when he wasn't even like the star of the movie per se, but every time he was on screen, he said something that we all remembered.
Shout out to Ice Cube.
Absolutely, shout out to Ice Cube in that movie. And last but not least,
gentrification, bro. He taught us gentrification.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least for me, which he's never gonna be last on anybody's list, but I have Uncle Phil because there's just no way you can't. Like for me personally, like of all the fatherly figures growing up watching, I mean, it was Carl Winslow and it was Uncle Phil for me. Like I learned a lot from just watching those two, like because they different situations. One was a judge, one was a police officer. Ironically, they kind of still in the civil servant world, but to see a fatherly figure like Uncle Phil, who's well off, bring in his nephew who's not well off, and bring him to this private school and try to teach him the ways, but if you notice, if you watch the show, he never once just handed Will everything. Will didn't have what Carlton and all them had. He didn't have all that. If you watch the show, he still had his own style. He rocked the clothes he rocked from Philly. Like he looked the same. He just lived in a much more high class area. But when he made mistakes, Uncle Phil taught him a lesson. And then when Will's father decided to show up, and hurt his heart again. And of course, we all know it. We've all seen this episode, one of the most iconic episodes. How come he don't want me? Like we know. Like
hey, even
people,
if you watch the new Bel Air or Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it hits home.
It does. It just hurts. Like but these are fictional fathers or uncles / father figures, however you want to view it, which is ironic that we thinking about this in 2024. How many uncles were father figures?
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple.
Like
in real life. Yep.
Like so, and not trying to deviate too far off, but just think about that for a minute. What does that say about fathers when we have a lot of uncles that are also father figures in this life?
Just shows how important we are.
Mm-hmm. That just shows how important a male figure is in your life, period. I would like to take the time to say Sherrod knows, Mr. Gent knows, his dad was a big influence on my life. We're not even related, but his dad was a big influence on my life. He took me in like I was his own. And a couple of weeks ago, I went over there and did their party, and we had a good time. And then me and him had a heart-to-heart after. And I mean, hey, we can't give enough to the uncles out here who step up when dads aren't in the picture. We can't give enough.
You hang out with me and GQ's dad like without us sometimes.
Yeah,
y'all dad too. Y'all dad get a Happy Father's Day call from me every single year, and he'll tell you that for the past 5 years. He'll tell you he always get a Happy Father's Day call from me. That's my dog. So,
absolutely, fellas, who's up next?
I'll go ahead and take over from here.
Go ahead and stretch it out one time, Moo.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of us up here had a lot of dads from left field, right? So I got one for y'all straight out the gate. All right. This whole list might be a little left field, but it's okay. Y'all gotta rock with me for a second. All right. First up is somebody who didn't shy away from hard work, right? Never took no for an answer. Okay. Was a great dad in his own right. All right. A great husband. You feel me? Successful, however you define success, but I classify it as successful. And this first person is Oscar Proud. Okay.
Oh, good one.
Now listen to me.
That was solid, man. That's solid.
Listen to me. Okay? When it comes to the man that is Oscar Proud, okay, we're talking about the original Black entrepreneur, the original. I will not take no for an answer. Okay.
Proud Snacks.
This is the inventor, the innovator of Proud Snacks. Okay. Now, as nasty as them motherfucking snacks probably was, we never knew. We never got to taste them bitches. But as nasty as the motherfuckers probably was, it didn't matter because my boy hit the streets a day. Okay. Had a factory. Had a bad trophy wife though.
Bad.
Tootie was the one right there.
Tootie was
the one right there.
Oh, hey, no. Forget what all y'all saying. That just means he was laying the pipe right. I just want to let y'all know that.
Hey, come on.
You saw how big his feet was?
Come on. That house. You feel me? Like, man, my boy was, you know what I'm saying? My boy was out there doing some things. Okay. So shout out to Oscar Proud,
You wore big skates out here. Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
No, that boy said I was skywalking all over that valley, boy.
Yeah.
You know that man's pushing P.
The original. What?
Y'all ain't shit, dog. Y'all ain't shit.
He was the original. My man had the Proud Family Factory. And that's the cool part about it, because them snacks was
Proud
nasty.
Snacks.
How the fuck you get a factory, G? There was something else in them snacks, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, my boy was
Hey, look, having a factory in the early 2000s, bro, and everything was manufactured very differently.
Come on. He was trapping out the factory. We knew what it was.
That boy was definitely using that red dot number 5.
Come on, man.
As long as Sugar Mama was putting her foot in them snacks, we was all right.
Yeah. You know.
Hey,
If you seen the episode, you
Don't
know.
do nothing about it. Don't know why nobody else come on.
What my nigga say? Busting out the bando.
Feel me? You know what it was. My boy was out. He had the recipe, okay? Like, he may not have put it together all the time, but he had the recipe, okay? Because obviously he was doing it big. Someone was paying for that motherfucking house. All right. Like I said, my list is probably gonna be a lot out of left field, but y'all gotta rock with me. Okay.
That's what's up. Let's go.
Hey, we rocking with you. We here.
My next choice, okay? Not necessarily, like I said, well, actually, yeah, no, he is a true dad in his own right. And then took it over again just because. And this is a dad, a little older in stature, right? Moved to the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? To get away from the trials and tribulations of the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Is this Grandpa Freeman?
You can take a nigga out the ghetto, but you can't
Let's
take the
go.
granddad, Grandpa Freeman. Y'all
Granddad.
are fucking new.
Hey, you can't fuck with granddad, man.
You can't fuck with granddad, man.
We literally got our first grandfather that made this list. That's some legendary shit right there.
Shout out to granddad. Shout out to John Witherspoon. Rest in peace. But
Wait, move. I know how iconic granddad is, but granddad got his ass whooped by a blind man. Okay.
hey,
Hang on now.
He
He was a decorated hero for World War II.
Twice.
Hey, and he also,
Bitch-ass
but he also pulled some baddies though. So you
Yeah,
say
he
what you
did.
want.
He did.
Okay, and he always let them boys know what they was doing. Was ghetto and ignorant as hell. Y'all not finna keep doing that shit around these good old white folks, okay?
Big facts.
Back to the hood. Don't come over here in my good old white neighborhood and my good old white neighborhood house and be doing all that nigger shit, okay? Take that shit back to the ghetto where you niggas is from.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
You know what? Let's give honorable mention to his role from Friday because he was a damn good dad in the movies too.
Come on.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk about brothers barbecue.
You lose some, okay? But you live to fight another day. You feel me? Now,
Give me the
you think
gun.
he's a man without
Give me the gun, son.
Yeah,
Come on,
man.
man.
Without it. Okay, yeah. See, that boy, he was
Hey.
always preaching.
Hey, listen, he was the ultimate hype man in Friday. Come on, Craig. Get up, Craig.
He not gonna let you go out like no sucker. You feel me? No.
John
Hey,
Witherspoon
listen, man.
is crazy because
You feel me?
think about it, he's a great actor in Pops as well. Pop,
Yeah.
get it, Pop.
Bang,
Get it,
bang,
Pop.
bang, bang,
Get
bang,
it,
bang,
Pop.
bang.
Hey, he did kill it in the Wayans brothers, yeah. But listen,
No.
but that fight between Craig and Debo was like the greatest hood fight ever
Bruh.
because absolutely nobody jumped in. It was legit
Nobody.
1-on-1. Like
Mhm.
like
Nobody
whole
ever
hood
talks
coulda
about
just-
how good he was in House Party.
Hey,
As a
okay.
disgruntled neighbor.
Back one too.
Hey.
Come on. He just
Hey,
gave
and
us-
his stand-up was actually pretty funny too.
Yeah, he don't get a lot of accolade for his stand up. His stand up is funny as hell.
Legendary, a legendary man, a legendary actor, a legendary voice actor, just a legendary person within his own right. So I had to give my flowers. I had to give a shout out to Granddad, Grandpa Freeman, John
Tell him.
Witherspoon, because man, the memories that he gave us as just being a dad, granddad, whatever the case may be, the one-liners, the lessons will never, ever be forgotten. Now look, check this out.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace to one of the goats, man. Now look, check this out, right?
Leave it alone, baby.
I know we all love cartoons here, okay? All right, now this is a dad who got really creative, added three ingredients, maybe 4, but 3 ingredients.
Oh Lord,
Okay, Professor.
hold on, baby.
Professor X
And
Not Professor X,
created 3
He did.
legendary, powerful little girls. Blossom,
couldn't-
Bubble, Buttercup, and the Powerpuff Girls, man.
But he couldn't give him no fingers.
Couldn't give no finger, but that is okay, because you see how
All you need is them
We
beaters.
don't need no fingers to punch. We don't need no fingers to punch, dog.
Hey, low-key Professor Utonium was him. He was pulling.
Hey, listen,
Oh yeah.
they was nubbing motherfuckers up.
They was
Chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born.
all
listen.
the and everything, okay?
But we're not gonna talk about the racial undertones of that show when they was beating up on that monkey like that, though.
I mean, that was his older brother, though. So I mean, it
He didn't even do it.
Hold on, let's talk about
They go
Mojo.
locked up in jail.
JoJo is the
Mojo
GOAT.
was the first.
He was the first, but Professor Utonium never said like, "Hey, bro, that was a prototype. Y'all beating up y'all brother." He just let Mojo Joe got there and get
Facts.
every fucking day.
Did he really know that though? Did he really know that they was out there going up to beat Mojo up that one time when he was in
Yeah, that
jail?
nigga knew.
Hey, nah, not when they unsuspectingly just pulled up on him and beat his
Why would
ass.
it
That man
He
was
was
minding his
minding
own business.
in that
Hey,
jail.
yeah, for real. He was in jail just chilling. Them niggas came through and beat his ass like I didn't do
Just
nothing.
kicking it in his cell, bro. Just got done with his little lunch, his little sandwich with his pudding cup, bro. And them little girls came in there and ran through that man. Like he
Stomp that nigga.
But then cracked his little head, got his little brain just chilling.
You feel me? Like now he does lose points for how he treated Mojo, right? But we're not gonna sit there and act like Mojo Jojo wasn't fucking insane. So I understand, you feel me? I understand that a little bit, right? But
Fair enough.
Jojo.
To create 3 super powerful girls, right? And to try to have them live a normal life as kind of superheroes, but normal girls. He got to go into school. He tucking them in. He feeding them, all the shit like that. Like, that's a dad. You feel me? Now, he's not just a creator. He's not just a professional. Like, that's a true dad. And I think a lot of people kind of miss that because professionally told him, right? Oh, shit, you don't really see him a lot. But nah, he's really their dad. You feel me? Like, movie nights type shit. Like, he really had them little girls thinking like, yeah, nah, this is a real family, right? Now, look, I know I didn't kill y'all with a lot of cartoons, right? But my last one is not a cartoon, okay? My last one is a hardworking dad within his own right, all right? Also a single father of 3 kids, his own company, okay? Faced all the trials and tribulations of a single dad, not to mention he was black. And he was raising a young motherfucking genius. That is Floyd Henderson, TJ Henderson's dad from Smart Guy.
Okay? Boy, you's on that,
Let's
man.
go. Use a motherfucker for that one.
That was a good one right there. That's a good one.
Floyd, he dealt with so much as a single black dad, right?
Man raised 3 kids.
3 kids, right? All of them, in which was in high school, which is crazy within itself because you got a young one who ain't even ready to really be out of diapers yet, already in high school, getting hit on with the older girls and all the shit like that. And you got your middle child who's, you feel me, who's the middle child. So we all know how that's going to be. And then you got your oldest one. She's a girl. She's off to go off to college. He got his own roofing business. He got the house on lock, never shied away from the life lessons, never shied away from the discipline, and did all of that while in the 90s, while it was virtually unheard of for a single black dad to be doing any of that shit, bro.
Ain't that the truth?
The
good shit, Moo. Good shit, bro.
No, that's sensational. That's sensational.
That's a great list. The shit that he put forward, bro. Because I just finished up watching Smart Guy, so like it all just kind of came back to me. And the shit that he did in that show, bro, like the things that he had to face, the things that he had to falter, like
the roofing man.
You feel me? Even as the roofing company going, you feel me, about to go under, and he's, you know what I'm saying, doing any and everything to try to work it out and pull his family from up out of the slump, and like supporting the kid that's in college, and then supporting 2 kids that is in high school. One of them wants to be a senior. He got his own band. TJ got us all kind of scholarships and things that he got to pay for, and it's just like he's doing all of this as a single black dad at a time where nobody was really talking about it. And
ultimate respect for that.
That shit.
Ultimate respect. That's a good one.
You feel me? And I know we was only supposed to have one honorable mention, but I do got another one. Shout out to this other black father who also did his single as well. Flex Washington from One on Motherfucking One. Okay. Pro athlete, ex-pro athlete, went to the TV world, raising his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And we all know how raising girls ain't an easy task, but doing it by yourself is definitely harder. So
in a studio warehouse style apartment on top.
Come on, yeah. Shout out to my boy Flex Washington, man.
I have no idea, but so, I would defer to y'all.
Yeah. So I had a backup for the backup just because we always dropping 2. I had one more honorable mention, and this is because this single father went through everything. I say he wasn't a single father, but he was in the manner how you want to look at it. He went through the issues with the baby mama, with the new boyfriend, with the new girlfriend and her judgmental ass friends, and all he wanted to do was open up his own shop. And I want to give a special shout out to Monty from Daddy's Little Girls.
Okay.
Raising 3 girls. Raising 3 girls.
Can I have one too? Because mine is going to hit home with a lot of y'all. But go ahead. Monty's a good one. I fuck with Monty. I'm not saying right now. Go ahead.
That's a I thought you had another. Okay.
No.
Go ahead, Mr. Jen. Drop your list on.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the one that's already been named. He did a great job of being, gave some examples from, but this one man reminds me much of my father, and that's why he's very inspirational for me.
I know your dad, so you better come correct.
So it was Carl Winslow.
Yeah, that's it.
So he reminded me a lot of my father when I was growing up, because my dad used to be a police officer too. So So that definitely hit home for me every time I watch Family Matters. Then I'm gonna go a little left with y'all. I left him out. I know every one of y'all have watched at least one episode of this man that has raising two daughters,
We about to find out.
and he's being creative. He taught us how to be patient, taught us how to communicate, and it's Bandit from Bluey.
Man, he was on my honorable mention. I really thought about doing Bandit.
Bandit from Bluey. That
Yeah.
man.
Nigga wasn't on my honorable mention, but okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you watch the show, you know
I
know
watched
the
the damn show. He just wasn't on my honorable mention.
he's
Hey,
a
Bandit really
phenomenal
that
fighter.
dude, man.
Andy really that guy, man.
I'm raising two daughters, and I'll be watching Bluey more than they watch Bluey
You
sometimes.
get to watch out of your room.
Bro, I got Bluey on in the background right now.
Yeah, man.
Listen.
So,
And then I want to put that back up. Shout out to you, Key man. Appreciate the like, man. Supernificent Wheezy 1 2 3.
My dog Nick, what's going on, man?
I like
Bless
it. I
you.
fuck with it. That's a hell of a name there. I like it.
it's not for real. All right,
I got some left field picks too when you're done, Mr. Gent.
all right, you got it.
Look,
There's
daughters
one
making
black
appearance.
one black man that is underrated in the animated world. He is a single father, had a daughter and a son.
Uh-huh.
The mom died, and he had to raise them up.
I know you ain't talking about Nemo dad, bro. Okay.
I'm talking about Robert Hawkins from Static Shock.
This man. Oh, look at the nostalgia touch one time.
That man right there.
Talk your shit.
He had to figure it out. Being his father by himself, he had to figure it out. Especially having a daughter and a son that's a superhero. Nah, man. And then the fact that I remember the episode when he Static got him captured by this one lady, and he like, I already knew. You ain't gotta lie to me for Virgil. You ain't gotta start drop the act. I understand. Do what you do. He's understanding. He was patient with Virgil. All that stuff, man. Even
That's some real dad shit right there.
When what's the best friend name?
Richie.
Richie.
Yeah,
Richie with his
yeah,
racist
Richie.
dad.
When
Yeah.
Richie's dad was racist
Racist
and
in a
everything like that. And he sat there and talked cash cold shit to that man. He said, "Get your shit together." And you raised a great son that hates you because of the way you are.
Talk to him.
Mm.
Well, our animated shows was preaching to us, wasn't it?
Sure was.
And then I'm gonna go with my last pick is Jefferson Pierce from Black Lightning.
Jefferson
Pierce.
That's
Being the
fire.
man of the people, man. He's an
fucks with that
amazing
one.
teacher. He was
Yep,
dad to
and look-
everybody. Danny Turner, yeah.
I
That's
like
a
that.
real
Nobody,
honorable
no,
mention.
we
No, I'm surprised no one.
Danny
I'm surprised
Tanner's
no
a
one
good one. Danny Tanner's a good one.
I was surprised that nobody picked that one because Michael B
Yeah.
was singing.
No,
But-
see, he was
Yeah.
on my prospects, but then I had to realize how much help that man had in that house to raise these people.
That's exactly why I didn't go with Danny.
Yeah, but everybody
He
in the
had
chat though
Joey
too, man.
and,
Like if y'all watching the show, man, by all means, man, y'all drop y'all Mount Rushmore influential fictional fathers in the chat, man. We'll put them up on the screen. We'll see what y'all talking about too, man. That's what we rocking with today on this show. Like that is we highlighting that. We got a couple other topics that we got to get to as well, but I still want to take a pause for a minute because Father's Day is Sunday, and I'll start with this one myself as well. I'd like to give a special shout out to myself and Outlaw's father. We'll see you on Saturday. All right, we getting dressed to the 9, 10, 11, 12 one time for the one time. Gonna have us a little Father's Day outing. We'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
But I want to give a special shout out to him. And
I'll go next. Don't worry.
I also want to make sure that I give a special shout out to all of the influential fathers, non-fictional in this case, who have played a role in my life as well. Because there are different things that different men in my life have done for me that have helped forge the man that you see before you. And I don't get to do this very often, but I got to in my other profession this earlier this year, I got to have a full circle moment. And when I was at the Texas High School Coaches Convention, I ran into one of the most influential fatherly figures I had in my life outside of my own father, and that was my track coach, Coach Southall from Robert E. Lee High School in Baytown. And so, mind you, I had not seen him since 2009 when I graduated in 2008. So it's been a very long time. So a lot had happened in my life from high school to that moment that I saw him. So for me, when I saw him, there was a moment of starstruck because I'm like, I could talk to you for like the next 3 hours and tell you about everything that just happened in my life over this. But all I could do was say, because of you, I became a track coach and I became a damn good one. You were the reason that I wanted to coach because you took a chance on a kid you didn't have to.
A very damn good one at that. I just wanted to make sure I let everybody know.
So if you're from the state of Texas, first of all, and if you've been around track and field since the 90s, hell, the late 80s, really, you know who Coach Charles Southall is. You just do. And I was fortunate to be one of his athletes, and I couldn't have asked for a better mentor early in my life who literally opened up a lot of doors for me that he had no idea that he opened up for me. So I wanted to make sure that those individuals highlighted, and I want to make sure because this gets left out a lot. So I'm gonna put it out there. I want to send a special shout out to all of the stepfathers out there who are also celebrating Father's Day, because not only are you more than likely taking care of your biological children, taking care of somebody else's kids too on top of that, which means you're doing double duty. So I want to make sure that the step parents don't get left out in this particular instance. So shout out to all the stepfathers out there doing what they got to do. Or as the picture that is hanging in my office at my job says, instead of a step parent, the stepped up dad, because it's much more prevalent to say it that way because it's not a step parent. You are the one who stepped up. You are the stepped up dad in this case, not the stepdad. I not move on to the next panel.
You want me to go next? I can go
Don't
next.
matter. Whoever ready.
All right. So there is one guy I have never thanked for anything, and I want to make sure and thank him. And he might be surprised by this because it happened in high school. But for the most people that don't know, Coach Patton, I'm gonna tag you in this, Coach Patton. I want you to see this. Coach Patton was very, very influential in my life. Even though I didn't play basketball in high school, he taught me structure. He taught me how to do things. He's just a phenomenal person. Coach Patton, I do love and appreciate you every single day. I'm gonna tag you in this, and I hope you comment. Going on from Coach Patton, GQ and Outlaw, Mr. Rod, that's y'all dad, and y'all know how I feel about y'all dad, man. You already know how I feel about y'all dad, man. That's my guy, and he's been such an inspiration to me. He never turned away from me if I asked him something or anything like that. Y'all's dad has always been like, shit, just ask me whatever you want me to ask me, and I can answer you whatever you want to do. I love y'all dad. And every year y'all's dad gets a call from me telling him Happy Father's Day, Pops, every single year. Going into the next one, Mr. Gent. I don't gotta say too much. You know what time it is with your dad for me. You know, okay? I don't gotta say much.
Press, press, come on.
You know that is one of that's one of my favorite people. And of course, my own dad, my uncles, and things like that. I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all have made such an impact on my life. It's amazing. It is amazing to see everything, and I just love everybody that's been a part of my life, especially Mr. Rod, my uncle, Mr. Gent, your father, Mr. Sims. They've been there for me every step of the way. So happy Father's Day to all of them, and that's my Father's Day thing.
I will go ahead and follow up real quick. Not gonna take too much time. Shout out to my pops, senior light skin himself.
Senior light skin.
Yeah, that's what I call him. I've known him since he was since I was a
Shit.
That man called his dad senior light skin.
senior
I
light
hope
skin.
your dad whoop your ass.
That's King Light Skin. Well, I call my dad light skin to his face. If you see my dad, then you'll understand why I call him light skin. Because he is for sure a light bright motherfucker. So shout out to my pops, man. It was kind of a rough time growing up when my pops, he was in and out of prison a lot. But there was never a point in time where I could say my pops wasn't in my life. I always could talk to him whenever I wanted to. Definitely big shout out to him. A lot of my siblings kind of jealous of our relationship because they didn't get to know him as long as I did, which I just kind of tell them you got to take the time to get to know him because he's a really dope dude. So yeah, shout out to my pops, man. He was just taught me a lot of the things that I shouldn't do, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people's, dad tell them, have life lessons and, tell them the things that they shouldn't do. But my pops, through his actions throughout life, just showed me things that I shouldn't go, the route that I shouldn't go. So shout out to my pops. Just taught me a lot, whether he, thinks so or not. My uncle, James Rogers, JC, Bachi, whatever you want to call him. He taught me a lot as a kid growing up. So shout out to him. I still talk to him daily. Just the life lessons he taught me. How to fight, shit. How to talk to girls, shit. Like I'll never forget it. So shout out to mom. And last but not least, shout out to my coach, high school football coach, TJ Ewing. This is a guy who we related to on a much deeper level. A lot of people didn't really know my story coming out to Sacramento, but it was kind of like we connected without really talking. And it was weird because one day at practice, just random day at practice, he came up and asked me, he was like, Devontae, where's your dad at? And I told him I was like in prison. And he was like, mine too. And legit just walked away. And ever since then, like we always just kind of had this kind of like father, son, kind of brother kind of connection to where we connect on that level to where we didn't really grow up with our dads in our lives, but we were able to, still talk to them, still, go see them, go visit them, whatever the case may be. But the influential things that they were there or that they weren't there to teach us always hit a little harder. So we always connected on that. And he was a really big father figure for me. He's the real reason why I am the way I am today. Work ethic, attitude, discipline. He instilled a lot of that in me when I thought that I was a lost cause. Honestly, didn't think that it could happen coming from the background and the life that I came from. So shout out to TJ. He hates when I call him TJ. He loves when I call him Coach Young, but I call him TJ just to piss him off. So shout out to TJ. He was a really big influence in my life. And shout out to all my guys, man. Shout out to every single father out there who's out here grinding. I know it's not hard. Okay, I know it's definitely not easy. But we find a way to make a way every single day. And shout out to y'all. I know a lot of times that Father's Day gets glossed over, especially, during Men's Mental Health Month. So take the time to give yourself a pat on the back. Take the time to give yourself a round of applause for the shit that you do, the shit that you go through every single day. And you don't necessarily get the praise and the thanks for it. So shout out to y'all, all the fathers out there, including the ones on this panel.
Sure, I'll go next. I'll give a shout out to my pops, man. We bump heads a lot. Mike, no, we bump heads a lot.
Facts.
Due to the fact that we're just like each other.
Facts.
Like literally, like a lot of generational curses have been passed down, to where we both were going through. But it makes me appreciate my dad a little bit more, We just went on vacation and we went to Disneyland, I'm sorry, and seeing my dad just so happy, seeing all, his grandparents, his mom and my mom's mom and, my girls and everything like that were all there. And he's just so happy just for us all to be together. He just wants us to be together and be happy, Everything he does, that he just wants us to be happy. He wants us better life and for us. And a lot of times that I see that is clouded. I'm like, man, why he always in my business? But at the same time, he wants the best for me. And I wanted to say I appreciate him and I love him. Um, on top of my grandfather that has passed a couple years ago, um, I love him. He meant a lot for me. Uh, he was very silent man, very
Big
quiet man.
facts.
But when he said something, it meant something. Uh, on top of that, I want to give shout outs to my godfathers out there. I got multiple. Donnie Jones, Ricky Adonis, like those men. The conversation my dad couldn't have with me, they had it with me. The sex conversation, my goddad put on the wood, you know, and then turned around and like, hey, what'd you think of the movie. And then they had the sex conversation with me, man. It's just these men in my life are very influential, and I love them and I appreciate them and everything they do for me, for my girls, because I know they just want the best for me and my life. And they still stick around. Like at my grown age, they're still around, trying to guide me in the best way they can. So I want to say I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and happy Father's Day to the men on this panel. I know y'all tired. I know you're tired, but at the same time, we got a job to do. Like I say, if we're gonna make a change, make it one kid at a time, man. So
Tired, boss.
Exhausted.
now I double down on my drink just because I'm so tired.
Listen, that's why I got the 30-ounce tumbler. Like it say dad on it. You know what I'm saying? For y'all, it say dad on it. Y'all see, it's for my Father's Day gift from last year. It say world's greatest dad on it.
Well, I don't see no lies.
I don't know. I don't feel like that, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna let Outlaw go ahead and do your thing.
I'm gonna give a shout out to me and Mr. GQ's dad, man. Me and my dad didn't have the best relationship when I was a kid, and I thought for my entire life it would never get better. But lo and behold, as I got older, me and him got a lot closer, and I realized a lot of the issues that we had when I was younger. Like that all didn't really mean anything because we could have a relationship now. And I know a lot of cats out there, men and women have trouble relationship with their parents, whether it's their mom or their dad. But my dad actually came back and apologized for a lot of shit that just did not go right. And I was like blown away that a grown ass man, would apologize for where he went wrong. Like I didn't think that he even understood like how I felt about the situation, but he made amends. He made a lot of great strives to apologize and step up and be a wonderful dad to me when I was, much older at that point. But the shit that don't even matter, man. My pops is my best friend, honestly, Moses. Like I love that old man. Like he's saved me from myself so many times as an adult. Like he's given me a lot of advice that got me out of fucking ruining my fucking life. And I just love that man for that. And I'm sure my brother can attest to the advice that our father gives. Like he understands us very well and be like, look, son, you're doing a dumbass thing, basically. And he gonna lay it out, give you the A B C,
Yeah,
the X Y Z, and be like, son,
Boy,
you can go on this path if you want to, but it ain't the right path. And you may or may not want to hear it at that moment, but Pops is fucking right. I also want to give a
yeah,
shout out to my stepdad. He passed 11 years ago at this point, but he was a terrific dad. To me, being a step kid is a weird thing because it's like that's not your dad or your mom or what have you, and it's kind of always at first kind of like that. You're not my dad kind of situation, but a good step parent will stick with you through all
facts.
your bullshit and be like, just be very patient and loving with you. And you can learn to love that person just as much as you love your biological parent. You ain't got to
Facts.
have one or the other. You can love both, your biological parent and your step parent. And I learned a lot from him for that, I also want to give a shout out to, the dads on this panel, man. Y'all are terrific, man. Y'all all look tired, and I'm tired too. Moo, I can't see you, but you look tired. Oh, yeah, I can see you now. You tired, boss. I know you tired. And all the dads out there that's trying their hardest, man. I give a shout out to y'all. I know you probably sitting at the dinner table right now trying to tell your
Ain't
son,
shit wrong with y'all niggas. Y'all all right.
nah, man, you got this
Hey
knuckle
man,
kid
fuck you
talking
and the
about
rock you crawl from under, bitch.
Goddamn.
Exhausted.
Michael. One day you gonna learn. You gonna be at the dinner table at 10 o'clock at night trying to help your fucking son with math homework. Be like, 5 plus 5 is what? And the little nigga crying and shit, and you just like, you don't know what you're doing.
Hey, you better ask. I already do that, even though it's not my kids. You better ask. I do that all the time, even though it ain't my kids. I got practice.
You got practice, brother, but it ain't enough practice to prepare you for the real thing, man. Not at all. But you'll
That's
learn one day.
cool. That's cool and all, but listen.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
Let me add my brother onto this. Shannon D Sims. Yeah, I follow Shannon D Comic on Instagram.
Never.
Uh,
I'm just joking. That's my dog.
he the relationship that he has with my girls is crazy. Cause he hasn't made me an uncle. My brother Patrick made me an uncle now finally, but I'm waiting for him to make me an uncle. But nah, he's stepped up to being in his uncle role
You
more than I ever
motherfucker.
thought he would. My girls are doing.
You made me uncle, you motherfucker. And you know how much I love your kids. You
Yeah, I
made
know.
me.
I know. I had to put my brother
You
Uncle
and
Shannon.
Jeremy.
Uncle Shannon out there made the biggest.
You and Mr. GQ.
But no, shout out to my brother Micah on the panel. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just
at this
hold
rate,
hold
shit,
this.
Micah gonna be a fucking 40-year-old dad raising a toddler.
At this
Man,
point.
fuck both of
At
y'all.
this
Wait
point.
a minute. It doesn't matter. I'm happy y'all know.
Oh, it does matter.
Sherrod gonna be a 45-year-old uncle, and you gonna be a 50-year-old uncle. I
Listen,
just want you to
Yeah.
know.
you gonna be
Yeah.
in your 40s raising a toddler and as bald as Mr. Gent.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I tell you what though, when I'm 40 and when I'm in my 40s and I'm bald, guess what? My kid can take care of me. That's all that matters. And hey, listen, your daughter and your whatever you want to call it, and not GQ, Mr. Gent, hey, y'all kids gonna watch my kids, and I'm cool with that. That's all that matters.
I don't know if you want my terrorists doing any kind of supervising of your kids.
Now you think
First of all, Alexis is going to be all right. The other one, I don't know.
First of all, by the time you have kids, Alexis is gonna be in college and gone.
Alexis will be all right. She'll be all right.
Alyssa is a terrorist. You don't want that terrorist watching your kids.
No, I do.
She's gonna start teaching her how to rule the world. And in that bitch simultaneously.
Listen, that's perfect.
Like Pinky in the Brain.
I'm telling you, gonna give it. Hey, look, here go these nuclear codes real quick in case you ever want to end it all. Here you go.
Y'all ain't shit. You know that? Fuck both of y'all, bro. Y'all ain't shit.
I'm just telling you how my toddler thinks.
Yeah.
That little child evil.
No, she ain't.
Bullshit.
Yes, she is.
She ain't evil.
She manipulative. She bullshit.
link them up, nigga. We'll have the link.
She might be, hey. She'll be okay. She'll be okay.
When she turned 5, we're gonna put these boxing gloves on and she gonna be all right. Because I'm gonna put these hands in her life.
Hey.
As our parents used to
Wait
put
a minute.
tatas on at one time.
Wait a minute. I just want to tell y'all. I was acting like that nigga is not the devil. Nigga, your daughter is going to be a demon child for whoever the fuck gotta watch her. She will be. That nigga is crazy. Your daughter is crazy.
I've had
Very
to
much
watch
so.
my daughter and my niece at the same time, and
Yeah.
it's a mission. They don't
It's a
stop
mission.
eating. They don't stop pulling out all the fucking toys.
Never.
Um, they do sleep cute together though. They
For the
cuddle
most
each other,
part, they keep each other occupied.
but then they start squabbling.
Yeah. But for the most part, like we've been together a lot, and like if they're playing, me and Outlaw can do what the fuck we got to do and not have to worry about what's going on up there. Nobody's gonna die in the making of this film type shit because they gonna snitch on each other for one, because they notorious for that shit. We in that phase. We snitch about everything, not sharing toys. Not we done took this toy, that toy. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about that toy. I throw that motherfucking trash. I don't care.
But they steady be asking about each other. Can I see my
Yeah,
cousin?
but they do every single day. Daddy, can I see my cousin? Girl, we was just
Daddy,
together yesterday.
Where's Calissa? I don't know. Halfway across town, probably. I don't know.
Wait, and she
Hold
and
on
mine do
now.
it when it's
Hey,
listen. Mine do it when it's
cousins,
bedtime.
cousins love cousins, bro. It is what it
Bruh.
is.
It be time for sleep. She be like, cousin Lissa, go night night. Cousin Lissa, been night night. You gonna follow her?
Hell no. So no. Hell no.
They gonna talk about some uncle sleep. I was like, Uncle Ben sleep. Daddy trying to sleep like Uncle sleep right now, but you won't go to sleep.
They're gonna be best friends. They are.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We are blessed. We are fortunate, and I love that our children are growing up and seeing how close we are as siblings, so that they know what it is. You know, when we're around family, what it is to be that close.
Facts.
Because there is not a lot of animosity in our immediate family. There just isn't, like at all.
Pathetic. It'd be the niggas outside.
Yeah, it'd definitely be the outsiders. Boy, the outsiders be ready to get fucked up. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about cookout outings right now. It's summertime just started. It's going to be a new year for cookouts. We're going to be all right. Okay, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Listen, me and Outlaw going to be good. All right, we have our daddy-daughter weekends, once a month. We good. We good around here.
Mine asleep right now. Praise Jesus.
Mine is standing right next to me, tapping on me, asking me for stuff. So you already know what's about. She getting ready to go.
It's only 7:00 out here. So mine's
hey, listen. No, my brother, it's 9:20 where I'm at. It's time for her to go. Night.
My body's still trying to get transferred from the Cali time, man. I had to wake up for 4:00 this morning for work.
I'm over there. Say, Sherrod.
Boy, trying to travel, huh?
You ready to go night night, nigga? You ready to go night night? I know you ready to go night night.
I got work those, brother.
We trying to tell niggas that time travel real serious, nigga.
Nah, man. Beat my ass today.
Yeah. The West Coast to the East Coast, boy. I'm trying to tell you, you think you lose 3 years off your life.
Oh man. But I appreciate all of you fellas. I appreciate all the dads out there. We know the discrepancy between the two parental holidays. We know what it is. I talked about this at work today, and the ladies in my office was like, that's not how it is. And I was like, bullshit. Look at the TV commercials. All right. Father's Day is just not as popular as Mother's Day. It's just not. And
people forget about Father's Day. That's the crazy part.
100%. Or
I had to remind 3 people today that Father's Day is Sunday.
Or it's geared towards the working dad, because all the sales are power tools and FRCs. And I'm like, first of all, not all of us work like that. Now, I do wear boots to work, but not those kind of boots.
Well, not only that, bro. Like the last couple of years has been commandeered by the bitter single mother. I said what I said.
I mean, that's why I said a few episodes back we gotta start asking for fucking nigga Birkin bags and shit, dog.
Yeah. If these single mothers want to have Father's Day, I'm gonna get you a pair of socks and a tie. Or actually, I'll get you nothing because we forgot about it.
That's why I said if you a single dad, start pushing your issues. Start pushing for the Birkin bags, nigga. Start pushing for the motherfucking Coach bag. All the shit, bro. Yeah.
Get
Feel
me
me?
some
Bust down piece.
PlayStation points or something.
Yeah, feel me?
Mm-hmm.
NCAA 25 coming out. Yeah, I need that.
Oh, it's Mother's Day. I'm about to start laying some pipe.
Deluxe
I like
edition. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, and like Mr. Jen said, sex is not a gift for Father's Day. It's not.
It's not. Appreciate it.
But head
But
is
not- but not
the
exactly.
answer. Head is the future. Don't second guess yourself. Ain't that what Kendrick said? Ain't that what Kendrick said? Yeah. That unmastered, untitled. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Head
You
is
know it,
the
brother.
answer. Yeah, I remember that. That's the slap right there.
That's still slap.
Head is the future. Don't second
But
guess
nah,
yourself.
hey man, we gotta take time and
Some him.
we had to realize as dads that we need time to ourselves. You know, like we really had to have that time to decompress and because we go through a lot. We got a lot of stuff on our backs. You know that we really don't have really much people to talk to about. Okay, here we go with the mental health part of this. Uh, being fathers that we are, we we have so much stuff on our backs that we have to find a way how to decompress. You know, some people pick up a bottle, some people pick up a joystick. You know, it just different things that we do to try to decompress and have our time to ourselves. But the time to ourselves is important. You know,
That is
and
true.
not to have the kids, not to have to think about the life that we have going on around us. Because right now I have 50, 11 things going through my mind right now that has to be done, that has to get paid for. That it's running through our mind all day that we don't have time to enjoy life. We're always I take it from everybody on this panel. 'Cause I know Dan, everybody on this panel. We take care of everybody around us, but we rarely take care of ourselves. So we need to take time to take care of ourselves, enjoy life. Well, what we do, uh, enjoy life and take that time for ourselves. Even if it's taking the drive, and if it's just doing something we enjoy doing, just take that time out of the day. Tell your significant other if you have one to, hey, we need this time. I got like on my mind. If they understand, they understand. If they want to fight about it, then they're probably not the worst one, the one for you. But yeah, we had to take that time to enjoy life and try to find the best parts of it. Cause my daughter's about to go away for the summer, and I'm like, as much as she's stressing me out, as much as I'm tired, that still hurts. Having my daughter away. So yeah, man, y'all find something that brings y'all joy, man. Find something that brings y'all peace. Cause like we lose 12 men every day due to suicide. We gotta fix that number. We gotta talk to somebody. We gotta be open up to somebody. We gotta talk this shit through because we tired out here. But we gotta find somebody to talk to. So
Damn, that was hard. That was good. I
Big fact.
had a dad emergency real quick, but we good now.
Almost
The
definitely.
the play fort collapsed and we was having problems.
is
So
she all right?
no, she's fine. She's in bed with her tablet now, but she's fine now.
All right,
Report.
yeah, there you go.
Report.
But
Report.
I just heard you hear subtle noises. And you're like, wait, I don't like that.
What was that? Let me go check what that is.
Daddy senses be on 100.
That ear perk up.
Man, being a dad is like you've been at work all damn day and your kid done made a pillow for you and be like, Daddy, come in here with me. And it's like, all right. And
You
you
stiff.
drag your half dead
You
ass in there and be
stiff.
Well,
like, I'm here, baby. I'm in the pillow fort with you. And that just
You
means the
might
world to your kids.
I ain't gonna
might
lie.
doze off. Might
Pillow
doze
fort.
off in this pillow fort, but we here.
Yeah.
That pillow fort be lit though. I ain't even
I
gonna
I
cap.
be making I make some badass pillow forts. That shit low key fun.
I'm trying to tell you that shit be lit. You get the
You know,
projector in there, boy. It's a
yeah,
party.
hey, there you go. That's the one right there.
I'm telling you.
Oh, but I don't know where Michael went, but we'll start at the bottom with there. We'll start with Mr. Moolage there. But let's get our
I'm here.
we'll,
Don't worry.
we'll
I'm
get
here.
our we'll get our closing thoughts together. We had some other, as we'll say, some other segments lined up, but we can always slightly
Circle
shift
back.
those into next week's show. That way we can keep this show exactly where it is, highlighting the fathers and the fatherly things. Because there are some, we coming for some heads. All right. There's some shit that's coming down. The y'all don't get to see what we talk about in the chat on the regular, but the chat was on fire today. Outlaw was 104,000% unhinged in the chat today, but it was for good reason. 100% for good reason. Because
Yes, sir.
That
he
was.
was, we was talking about moving mountains, and I don't know if that's a mountain I want to move, but
I don't
Hey,
think
Mike,
Hercules.
sing it one
sorry.
time. What is it?
I'm
Ain't no
sorry.
mountain high. Go ahead and sing it one time.
I don't think Hercules can move that mountain.
listen, I don't even know if you want to get to the low part of that valley because it might not,
Hey,
it might have
nah.
some fumes going off up in that thing.
But it's
Yeah.
like moving mountains. It's like moving mountains. That's what I
Listen.
heard.
I don't possess the god level strength it would take to move that mountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
shut up.
I tell you, Hercules can move that
No,
thing,
my brother, that's a whole other obstacle.
Hey, bro. And I keep
take
on
on-
praying, hoping things
I
will
was about to say,
change.
it's gonna take prayer to move that mountain.
I mean, if you ever in your life want to recreate a solar eclipse, that's the one.
That's the one.
Moving
all the
mountains.
Greek gods all together to move that mountain. You know what I
I'm
mean?
Jabba
trying
the
to
Hutt.
tell you, but we'll talk about that next week. We'll definitely squeeze it in the next week because next week is going to be an absolute fun show. And I love it because this particular episode falls on a holiday, and we was already going to do a show about this anyway. But the fact that it falls on the Gentleman's Talk Wednesday just makes it perfect. So make sure y'all tune in to the Juneteenth Gentleman's Talk episode next week. Is going the fuck down. Just like today, you saw us do our Mount Rushmore of fictional fatherly characters. Next, we will be looking into our Black influential characters. So looking forward to that list. There will be some unhingedness going on next week. I can't wait for Outlaw to bring that to the fold. And as a disclaimer, as a warning, as a prelude, whatever word you want to use that is leading up to the following week, Stephen A. Smith, I'm coming for you next week. Just want to put that out there. It's in the chat. We know about it. Just know you went after somebody near and dear to my entire life. So now I'm coming for you. And I'm running faster than your hairline running away from you.
Ooh. Come on.
Closing thoughts, fellas.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I had to compose myself. That was a good one. I love that. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for PVT. Tomorrow we'll be talking about women's basketball again. The Caitlin Clark fiascos that is going on and whatnot. Make sure all you men out there take the time to really get some help. If you need some help, take the time to really talk to somebody. If you really need to talk to somebody, it is men's mental health month. So I think that more conversations need to be had around mental health. We lose, like Mr. Gent said, we lose 12 men a day. That's not even counting young boys when it comes to men's and young boys' mental health and the numbers of suicide amongst men and boys in general. So definitely start to have these conversations more. We understand that it is also another month that men's mental health shares, but I think we hold the prelude because we've been here longer. A month was here before. So shout out to all the men and the mental health. Make sure you guys talk to the people you guys need to talk to, give it to people you guys need to get to.
Well said.
This is another great show. Appreciate all the men on this panel. Yeah, go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow us on everything that we on. And rewatch the show because it was a good one right here. So just run it up, you know. No, just take time. Like I always say, take time if you gotta make a change, make a change. You know, for your mental. Some stuff is not worth it. You know. Um, if you can't talk to nobody, you can't talk to your girl. Maybe that girl ain't for you. If you can't, like, we talked about good coaches around us. We had to realize that the people, like, in high school, we had coaches around us. When we had a loss, they built us up. If your woman can't be that, she might not be for you.
Mm.
So it's another great show. Appreciate everybody out here. Appreciate people in the comments. Uh, yeah, come back next week. It's gonna be a fun one. So
All right, all right. Great show as always, guys. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate y'all watching us. Kind of the tag off of what Mr. Jen is saying, man. This goes for men and women. A lot of us have this Superman complex where we gotta take care of everybody, you know, be responsible for everybody, make sure everything's staying afloat. And that's a heavy burden, but I've had to learn the hard way. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody. So please don't be afraid to be selfish. Selfish has negative connotations, but sometimes you gotta be selfish. You know, like I said, you can't take care of everybody if you ain't taking care of yourself. You running yourself
Facts.
ragged, and when you fall down, who gonna be there to pick you up? So please,
Nobody.
exactly. So please, if you got like an
Come on,
hour or two of free time a week,
I
take
hate
an
this nigga.
hour. No, for dead ass though. If you got like an hour of free time a week where nobody's disturbing you, make that hour about yourself. Ladies, go get your nails done. Do something for yourself, fellas. I'm addressing everybody. I'm trying to be like unbiased as possible. I know, Michael, fuck it, whatever. But no, dead ass, serious though.
I'm
If
just
you
playing, dog.
look, make time for yourself. That's the most important thing.
Yep.
You can move something out your schedule. It's something that you're doing that ain't that important. Do it for yourself. Stop doing everything for everybody else. And that's it.
Well, I guess it's on me. As y'all know, I appreciate my fellas coming through, man. Each and every single week. Rod, aka Mr. Gent, Outlaw, Moo. I appreciate y'all coming through every single week. Moo, you know, we've been running since GQ was gone, and hey, we've been running together since he came back. Here's what I would like to say though. I challenge every single person to honor a father for Father's Day. Whether they're your baby daddy or not, anybody that's in your kid's life, in your life, that you have felt like they made an impact on you as a man, honor that father in your life. Other than that, make sure y'all tune into us tomorrow for PVT with my boy Moo. And of course, on Friday, Inside the Huddle, best damn football show period with my boy Moo and Mel. Y'all already know what it is. Monday, I'll be back right here with Basket to Basket. Y'all already know what it is. I'm out.
I love this panel of gentlemen. We have so much versatility. We do so many different types of roundtable discussions on this show. None more near and dear to me personally than one that revolves around fatherhood and men's mental health. We all know myself dealing with my own mental health journey as we currently kind of stand on it. I have been in therapy for a good little minute now. Still, working through my own personal demons, trying to keep myself right. I got back right. I'm trying to keep myself right. And it all fell on something that Outlaw said earlier. It was, not making time for you, not being selfish, trying to do everything. Like, he said a Superman complex. First of all, if you know me, Superman's a bitch. Fuck that motherfucker. But I get what he was saying.
Wow.
Listen, this is Team
You
Batman
ain't
over
shit.
here.
Hello.
Team Batman over here. We know listen.
I'm
All right?
Team Batman too.
come on.
But I said what I said. But anywho, we're gonna keep it cool, keep it calm. I won't get to be on PVT. I'll be watching tomorrow, but my take is very simple. Team USA got it right. Period.
They did. Indeed.
If you don't like it, first of all, if you can't name every player on the current roster, then you have no opinion in this conversation.
Facts.
Because they've been winning gold medals before her, and they'll win more when she finally makes Team USA. There's a few things in this life that you will hear me kind of make noise about, and when it comes to the Olympics, I will make a lot of noise about that, because in the Olympics you are not playing in a normal statewide league. When you are playing for Team USA, you are representing our country as a whole. It is a privilege and is an honor to play for Team USA, to run for Team USA, to throw, box, whatever you compete in for Team USA. It is an honor and is a privilege. It is not something that we just hand to you because you are supposed to be the golden goose, as people are liking to say. Miss me with that. There's a reason why Team USA women's basketball has one rookie ever that played on that team. Men's team had 2. It don't happen very often. Deal with it. Who fucking cares? She's a rookie. She'll get there. And when she gets there, she'll make it be known. But right now, the team is fine where it's at, and they finna go win gold medal number 8.
Let's go.
But make sure y'all tune in. We got some great shows coming down the pipe the next few weeks. But you know, and sharing is caring. I have no problem that we, you know, we have to. The Men's Mental Health Month does have to share a month with Pride Month as well. So because we know that the LGBTQ plus community deals with their own struggles as well, especially from the mental health aspect of it all. So I will preface everything I'm saying by simply saying this: no matter what your pronouns are, how you associate yourself with, whatever the case might be, talk to somebody.
Yep.
Talk to somebody. Stop internalizing. Stop trying to bottle everything up. Stop trying to do everything by yourself, because you can't. No matter how much we think we can, we can't. Humans aren't built to do the things that's why mental health is such a thing. Because we've tried to do so much for so long, and our parents did it and everybody thought it was cool. It was like, no, our parents just survived. That's the only difference. They survived.
And did.
And we're now in a situation where we can fix the problem sooner before it becomes a bigger issue. So talk to somebody. That's how I'm going to say that. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the stepfathers, all them out there. Enjoy it. I hope y'all do great things. I hope y'all enjoy them neckties and them socks and them bow ties and that cologne and that macaroni art you finna get from your kids, all that type of shit. Love it, appreciate it, because before we know it, them kids gonna be off, gone in college and calling you to come fix a flat tire at 3:00 in the morning. So that's just what it is. But like I said, here at Gentlemen's Talk, we love y'all. We appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you to the comment section for getting live and in color. And as per usual, we are out.
Motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can if you love.